Welcome to Mom Traversal, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we'd known and nobody tells you. This is your tribe for informed consent and unfiltered real talk. I'm Leah, a scrunchy nurse writing the Hot Mess Express. I'm your girl's girl, here to remind you that it's fine, we're fine, and everything's fine.
A crunchy mom who's all about organic living with a side of mac and cheese. I'm organized, opinionated, and your designated wing woman in any parenting bar fight.
And I'm Tori, your ride or die chaos coordinator, who will absolutely hold your baby and your secrets, here to get in the trenches with the filter off and the vibes real.
I just love you guys so much. That was so good.
I love you too.
Well, this isn't what we need, but I figured we probably just shouldn't do the catch up today because we just saw each other.
Yeah,
Unless you
I
guys
think
had
it's a
catch
part
ups
of the
you wanna hit.
podcast, though.
Yeah, we might have to do. Well, and did we actually get to catch up when we're just like constantly scanning the pool to make sure our
Literally.
children weren't drowning? Like,
No,
No,
today
that's
we
a
all went to the
valid
pool
point.
together, and it was great but stressful.
And
Yeah.
if you want to know how I failed as a mom today, you guys literally
stop it right now. No,
listen.
stop it
No,
right
no, no,
now.
no. It's not even that. I'm not even talking about how my kid shoved Alyssa's kids into the pool and made KK face dive into the water.
Dude,
I'm not
I don't
talking
know
about
how
that.
her
It's
face is
even
not
better.
completely scratched up.
I don't either. She
It's
is a
okay though.
boss.
Reagan's face is the one that makes us money.
Facts, let's be honest. But literally, I didn't realize until we got home from the pool, I didn't buckle Declan into his car seat.
What?
Like, I walked around to the car to get him out, and homie was already out, like climbing into the front seat. I'm like, you don't know how to unbuckle yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh.
It
I
happened.
didn't buckle you in, and I didn't even realize it until we got home, and I was like, my gosh, I'm like, praise the Lord that the Korean drivers did not hit my car today, because woof dog, that would have been a freaking doozy. Yeah, that was like, I thought about texting you guys when we got home. Trav was outside, and I was like, man, that's like a first for me, that I was so scatterbrained when we left after my kid was being a bully that I didn't even.
We've all been there. And he's just 2. He's not a bully. He's just 2.
Yeah.
He's just living
He's
his
a
2-year-old
boy.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, real
I don't
quick.
even
This
think
has
Reagan and
nothing to do
KK
with
truly
anything.
understood.
Did you get your hair done again?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it looks so
Yes,
good.
It looks
you
really
dig it?
good.
Yeah, it looks
Every
so
few
good.
weeks, I'm like, there's something a little bit different, and I really
Yeah.
Thank you. For those of you
Big fan.
guys who are listening and you can't see, I just got my hair done and I dyed it more red, and it looks very much like Ariel.
Yeah.
Or I don't know who else is like this red, Black Widowy, almost kind of like
No, it's
Black
very
Widow.
Black
She's red.
Widowy because Ariel's like aggressively red.
Yeah,
You're
and
just like, yeah, no,
Una
Absolutely.
asked me, I just went for a touch up, and she was like, what do you want? And I said, Una, girl, you've earned my trust. I don't really care. Just keep it red. And she said, really? And I was like, yeah, go for it. And so she was like, can we do like something like brighter, a little more aggressive? And I was like, sure. Why not? I was like, it fits my personality. And
I
so
love
here
she's
we
so
are.
great. If you're
And I
at
love
Humphreys, go
Una.
see Una. She's right at the walking
Yeah.
gate.
And then I cracked a joke when I got home from Trav, and I was like, do you feel like every couple weeks you're like sleeping with a different woman? Like, how does it make you feel? And he's like, not gonna lie, babe, I really did when you changed your hair. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, keep it up, Una. Good job.
Go Una.
Yeah.
Keeping marriages in
Hilarious.
business.
Keep it up spicy.
Love it.
So today we are dishing on why living in Korea has been such a unique adventure for us, especially as military families navigating this Oconus lifestyle. So from different kid cafes to Daiso runs to modeling your children, let's start with what is one of your favorite highlights that you guys have had living in South Korea? Because today we're going to hit all of the pros, and then we're going to do a part 2 episode just giving y'all a full well-rounded picture of all of the cons. So what is a favorite memory that you guys have of Korea to kick it off?
I mean, for us, the modeling has been so fun. Reagan, I was worried at first. I was like, oh, I'm going to be one of those moms that makes her kid, model because we make a lot of money and she's going to hate it. But she really like enjoys it. Usually at the end of every session, the last 15 minutes or so, she's like, okay, I'm done. But it's also nap time. So who can blame her? But it's so much fun. It's such a good way to earn a little bit extra cash so you can go and see all of the cool places that are around us.
Mm-hmm.
or add it to a college fund. You do you. Or a little bit of both. But it's just been such a good time, and she really enjoys it. And all of the brands have been so sweet. The modeling agents are really great to work with. Some are better than others, but like overall, the culture of it is just really great too. Like they really understand that they're working with kids and toddlers and babies. And I feel like if it was in the US, it would be completely like business minded, like, I'm paying you to be here,
Mhm.
so make your kid perform. It's like, no, they're a kid. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
I appreciate how they handle that here and how they treat it as like kind of a playtime with pictures versus like a job, and how understanding they are. And it's just been a really good time. We really like it.
So will
Could not do it
you
in the US.
explain a little bit of like what the modeling looks like for people like who aren't Oconus in Korea, for people who are listening just stateside? Like when you say you're modeling Reagan and you guys have a shoot on Thursday, what does that look like for you, that experience?
So the reason, not the reason, but a big reason that Reagan is modeling is she's blonde and has blue eyes. And for
So
the first
blonde and
time in
blue
our
eyes.
lives, yeah,
So fun.
for the first time in our lives, we are the minority. That has never happened to us before because, we're white. We're not the minority in the US generally. But here we are, and that's what they want. So, what'll happen is a modeling agent will reach out to us. They'll ask our availability for a certain date, and I'll get back to them. The shoots are almost exclusively in Seoul, which is a solid hour and a half, if not 2.5 hours from us, depending on like rush
Hmm.
hour and traffic and stuff. So I take only morning shoots because of nap time. So we'll leave earlier in the morning, usually around 7 or 7:30 for a 9:30 or 10 o'clock call time, and we'll get there. Reagan sits and she gets her hair and makeup done, and
So cute.
uh, it's so cute. They'll dress her. They'll let you dress the kids if you want to. And it's generally something I dress them until I know the brands. With Reagan, we've been lucky to work with couple brands consistently and then a few one-offs here and there. But that's helped me feel comfortable. Like I see the same people every time, and Reagan sees the same people every time, which is really nice. Like she knows them and she loves them. But yeah, so then depending on the shoot, sometimes she's the only model, sometimes she's not. So sometimes she's doing picture after picture after picture and it's shorter. Sometimes she's alternating with other kids, so it's a longer shoot, but she's not on the
Mhm.
entire time. So they let you take pictures. Like I always take a few in the background just for her portfolio and our memories. And they'll bring little treats because we try and stay away from dyes specifically since they're all over candy. I've had to tell, I generally will bring my own treats, but sometimes they'll give her like chocolate or something like that. Um, but yeah, they'll bring treats. They bring toys, like little, we'll talk about it later, but Daiso has little trinkets and they'll just bring them and she has so much fun with them. Um, there was this one of our modeling agents that we worked with consistently. She kept bringing candy, and I was like, Reagan can't have that because of the dyes. And she goes, oh, can she have chocolate? I said, yeah, she can have chocolate. So the next shoot, she brought her M's, and I was like, no, but thank you for trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really did try. But yeah, so then they pay you in cash. I've had one brand, it was a one-off that we did, actually Reagan and KK shot for them, and they asked to transfer money to our Korean bank account, but we don't have a Korean bank account. So they got us cash. It wasn't an issue, but if you work through a modeling agent, they will pay you cash, which is
Yep. To say the least.
yeah, and then you're good to go. You head home. It is a big commitment on the front and the back end just with the driving. But for me, we, drive up in the morning, they do the shoot, and then the girls will generally nap on the way home. So it's a short
Mhm.
nap day and generally an early to bed day, but it works out pretty well for our schedule just because I only take morning shoots. And once we got into it, once you get your first shoot, they kind of roll in a little bit. And so you can start making those decisions and you can start upping your fee and that kind of thing based on their experience. And, for me, I didn't want to overdo it for Reagan. So if someone didn't give us a shoot because it wasn't an afternoon or it was an afternoon shoot and we could only do mornings, then that just wasn't a big deal to me. I moved on.
Mhm.
I didn't need them. Reagan didn't
Have
need
you
them.
done modeling with your kids, Tori?
We've done one shoot with Hannah. I was like kind of trying to stay up on like, sending the pictures. And whenever there's like a Facebook group here that's like military kids modeling, whatever. And a lot of modeling agents will post in their different jobs and like they're looking for kids that are like 100 centimeters to 120 centimeters, boy, girl, whatever. Like they kind of post the specifics of the job. And so for a while, I was kind of like putting feelers out. Anytime I would see one, I would be like, sending that email or sending the DM or whatever it is. But that was like really tiring for me at the time because, Charlie was just super little and he wasn't sleeping through the night. And I just mentally, it was a lot for me to try to like keep up with it.
Mhm.
But Hannah did do one shoot for this very like poshy type brand. They were fun. The outfits were wacko, but like whatever. Hannah was like, I was like, oh, did you like modeling? And she's like, no, I just like getting money.
Korean
I'm
fashion is
dead.
very different for kids.
Yeah.
At least I think it is. Although I've
Period.
noticed that a few of the brands, yeah, it's like sometimes it's cute and sometimes you're like, what are they thinking? But I've
Yeah, there
noticed that
was,
some of the brands that
yeah.
Reagan models for are showing up more in the States too, which is interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Uh-huh.
wonder if they'll cross her over. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, because you go home in a couple weeks, so I
She's
wonder
on the
if you're
US
gonna like
websites. Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, she is. She's on the
That's
US website.
exciting.
The family shoot we did is on Amazon for the
No, it
pajamas.
isn't.
Yeah,
My
US
gosh,
Amazon.
that's exciting. Oh my
I mean, they're
gosh.
totally whitewashed because they edited me like 6 shades paler than I already was in the fall. But whatever.
I gotta go look at this.
It's fine.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
Ryan too. So
I
pale.
For those who don't know this about me, I have been working towards finishing my bachelor's degree for the last couple of years. And so pretty
While
much all
being a
my
mom of 3.
Literally.
so I have said that once I'm done with my degree, then I'll try to commit more to the modeling because I know Charlie is pretty highly sought after. I've gotten a lot of requests for him and he did have a shoot booked, but he got really sick and he was up like all night long and we were going to have to leave at like 7:30 in the morning like you said. And I was like, first of all, I don't know that, like, I got like 5 minutes of sleep, like, literally an actual 5 minutes of sleep. And I'm like, I don't know that I can, like, drive 2 hours safely. Number one,
Mhm.
he's not feeling well. Like, he's not going to be, like, picture takeable, like he's not gonna have a good time. So like I canceled the shoot and they were really upset at me and they never wanted to see him again. But I don't care. I like that's the kind of thing. Like I don't really care. Like I'm gonna put my child's well-being before and like, you know, I did feel like they were being really pushy because I had let her know the day before, like, hey, Charlie's kind of not really feeling that great. Like he had like goop in his eye and he was just acting kind of off. And so I messaged her and she's like, oh, we can Photoshop the goop out. And I was like, okay, but like he's also not feeling well. I'm trying to give you like a heads up. Like I'm happy
Yeah.
for you that you can Photoshop the goop. But, like that's exciting. But he's not feeling good. So as long as he's well in the morning, we'll come. But he wasn't and whatever. But I did feel like it was a little like we got a lot more compassion, I feel like, from other people, but I don't know, could just be like a language barrier or like, one of those things too. Me getting 5 minutes of sleep. I was probably not like the most nicest, like understanding person either.
I think
Yeah,
But
we
I've
did
had
one. What were you gonna say?
I've had it go both ways. We've had to cancel 2 shoots and leave one early because one of the girls was sick. And one time, KK threw up in the car on the way. And she was like, "Are you sure you can't just still come?" And I was like, "No, bro." And then with Reagan recently, she got sick when we were supposed to shoot with a brand and they were like, "It's okay." And they were super sweet about it. And it's Connie, which is a wonderful brand, and we love them so much, and we shoot with them all the time. So they were able to find another model, which is half the battle because it is a business for them too. They're spending thousands of dollars on this studio and stuff. So it's hard to say no, but like you said, Tori, like, if my kid's sick, my kid's sick. Like, you're not the priority, my kid is.
Just is what it
Um,
is.
so yeah, but they were so sweet. You know, we had a shoot with them. Turns out it was a fluke with Reagan. So like literally the day after that, we were back up there shooting with them because it was like kind of a run of 5 days or so. And they were like, "Is she okay? Like, how is she?" And you know, she was fine, but they were just too sweet about
Aw,
it.
that's
But yeah, and
sweet.
then the one time Reagan got sick and we had to leave early, they were also really sweet about it. So it kind of just depends on the day, I feel like. And it might
It
be
is
a
what
little
it
bit of a
is, yeah.
language barrier thing, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm not real worried about it. I mean, it would be cool. I would love for all of my kids to have the opportunity. And I would, once I don't have this giant, course load like looming over my psyche and my just taxing my mental health and all these things. I feel like I'll have more just like freedom to be able to pursue. Cause right now I'm not even like looking at Facebook. Like I'm not even looking at any Facebook, let alone like that group. I don't even have Facebook notifications turned on my phone. Like, so that's been me for a couple of years now, but I don't know. I want to pursue it more. And Hannah has been asking me, like, Mom, can I model? So I do want to do it. I just need to wait until I have a little more time.
Yeah, we just started with Ella, and she's had 3 so
The
far, and
cutest
she's a freaking
freaking
ham.
shoots. Oh my
She's a
gosh.
cute. My
freaking ham, dude. We did one with Declan. He hated it, and we haven't done another one. But Ella is a ham, and she loves it. And I had like the first shoot, I didn't really like love because they wanted her laying down and she was like mobile. But then the second one, it was like literally her and another kid, and she was playing the whole time. And she
it's
literally
so
did
great.
great until she was done, and then she was ready to nap. And then we like drove home, and she slept the entire drive home. So
Amazing.
yeah, I thankfully we haven't had a bad experience yet, but I waited. Like I did. I waited a long time to even like start, but that's cuz we started off living here with one vehicle. I was like driving to Seoul is just like not an option. And then we got our second vehicle at the beginning of this year, 2025. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to dabble because my kids are cute. It's free professional photos. And like, you're gonna pay me for having cute kids? Sure. I was like, I'm in
Sold.
like Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally like messed with my head to where like I'm so full of myself and like full of myself for them too. I'm like it's not even a question. Like my kids are objectively cute. Like like people pay for their faces. They are so freaking cute. Okay? And I
I mean,
know
they
it
they
and they know
are,
it. It's just
and we
we're
know
all
it.
three of us are a real problem because of it, honestly. Like, but
It's a good problem to have, I
so
feel
fun.
like.
But I would say on that note too, like I never leave my kids alone with them, no matter how much I
No,
love and
and
trust them.
never.
Unless
They're
I'm
the whole
talking
time.
like I literally ran to the bathroom for like, 30 seconds and had the fastest pee of my life because I couldn't hold it type thing. But even with Reagan, since she's potty trained, it's even easier. If I have to go to the bathroom, I'm like, come on, Reagan, you're going with me. We're
Hmm.
taking a potty break. And they're totally fine with that. But I just have trust issues because I don't believe that anyone could possibly
Because
have fully good intentions because
yeah, well, because the
the
state
news.
people in the states are psycho, so
Mhm.
you don't know what people here are saying. So I agree. When we've been there, I've never left Ella alone either. Like I may not be all up in their grill the entire time, but like I have
Yeah.
eyes
Yeah.
the entire time too.
Yeah.
So, Tori, what about you? What is like one of your like favorite Korean memories or Korea highlights when you think of Korea Pro?
I'd say it's like all nature things for me.
Mhm.
I feel like Korea nature is just like immaculate, next level, beautiful. One like really like everyday average thing that just like really lights up my life are the rice roads.
Especially
It's
when
so
they're
funny to me.
growing and they're
Yes,
green and pretty.
I love watching them plant the rice. I get so excited. I'm like, it's rice season. Oh my gosh. I like get so excited about the rice. I'm like, so last year was our first like full season to like see them plant and watch it grow and have that watch them harvest. And like, I freaking love like I just love that. Like it's like this really simple like Korean way of life, sort of thing that I just feel like fortunate to experience. And I love all things like plants and, flowers. And that's another thing in Korea, from the time the cherry blossoms bloom to the end of summer, there's constantly flowers in bloom.
Mhm.
Constantly. Like, and where I live, like this little, like you can like kind of drive through like these back little like Korean shanty towns, and like everyone has just like a beautiful, gorgeous garden. Like it's like they don't care about what their house looks like, but their gardens are like supreme.
Immaculate.
Immaculate is the only word to really describe it. Like
Yeah.
their flowers are like, their gladiolas are like 7 feet, 8 feet tall, just like bloom and bloom and bloom, because the environment here is like really perfect for growing things. And so I don't know. I mean, even like the beach, we've been to the beach a couple times, and the beach was just amazing also, collecting shells and sea glass, and like the water was nice, and like the beaches were like pretty clean. At least that the one,
Mhm.
I've been to two beaches. One was not, it was a rock beach, so nobody really
Fun.
wanted to throw their
Is
trash over
Elephant
there.
Rock? Is that where you went?
Yeah.
Was Elephant Rock?
Mhm.
I've heard you
Yeah.
can take dogs there, so we've been wanting to go and take our dogs.
It's kind of a treacherous hike, I'd say. I baby wore Charlie and he was only 3 months old, and it sucked. So there's a couple of
Okay.
ups and downs on the hikes. Like if your dogs are super like athletic and like really good shape and all that kind of stuff, it's fine. But there's a couple of really steep areas and a lot of stairs, a lot of climbing.
Okay.
Something to keep in mind. But also keep in mind, I did it 3 months postpartum, front wearing my baby. So
Like,
it was sketch. And
honestly, are
so,
you amazing or are you amazing? Goodness
Yeah, that's pretty
gracious.
impressive.
but thank you. We went to Malipo Beach also. I've been twice, and solo both times with the kids, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was like really beautiful. I don't know, from the mountains to the like everything greens up, the flowers, the rice, the plants, the crops, like all of those things. That's like totally my Korea highlight, like top number one thing, because I love nature
Yeah.
and I love like, I mean, I've got plants all over my house and I have a garden outside, and I don't know. I love plants. I love nature.
I think Korea is really cool because where we live in Korea, where like the Camp Humphreys military base is like we're basically in the Korea boondocks. Like
Yeah.
we are in the boonies where like Tori and I live in office literally live like in the middle of like farmland. Driving into my neighborhood, it's like you drive down a road where
Rice.
literally all you see is like rice, rice, rice. And then in the roads like next to the rice, it's like they're growing all these other things too. Like I've seen
Oh,
watermelon,
yeah.
I've seen strawberries, I've seen onions, I've seen potatoes, like
They totally
all of these
max out
things.
their space here for gardening. I love that. I feel
Yeah.
like no like square inch goes unutilized.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And I think piggybacking off of you, like with the cool outdoor, there's tons of hiking you can do if you like hiking and you're around. We haven't done a ton yet just because we have such little kids, like 2.5, and then Ella's not a year old. Like, so for us, it's just, we haven't really done a ton yet, but they have tons of hiking. They have tons of outdoor parks. Like you have Nary Park right by base. You have I'm going to butcher it, but Pyeongtaek, like agriculture park.
I
You
love the eco park.
Yeah,
the
Love
so
Ansong
good.
farmland. You have the botanical gardens. This is all stuff that's like within like a 30-minute area of us. That's like really cool because the way Korea is everybody who lives in Korea, like they live in like a very compact area because a lot of off coast living for people is mostly towers. So it's not like in the States where it's like spread out and you have like neighborhoods on neighborhoods. It's like you have these super populated little pockets and then rural here and
Farmland.
rural there and mountains here and farmlands there. Yeah. If you get to Seoul, it's like nothing but city for like a huge area. But for the most part, I feel like the big city places are like spread out because you have all of that nature in between. So like if you like the outdoors and nature, it's like phenomenal for that. But the downside is, which like that's a con that we can like talk about later, but like you have weather extremes.
Yeah.
So you have certain times that you should hit. But I will say even the weeds are pretty. Like
Yeah,
we
they
were on a
are.
walk the other day and I found the most beautiful, like I don't even know what type of flower it is, but it's like this beautiful big red flower that was literally growing like a weed, like just two or three of them. I wish I could have told you what it is. It almost looked like it was like a lily or something like that.
Did it have a black center? Because those are poppies. There's tons of poppies by
No,
our house.
it had a yellow center where it almost had like it was like the little yellow and then had the little fuzzy part on the tip of the center. And then it had like the skinny leaves, but they were thick leaves with the pointed ends.
We
And
gotta
the
take a
stalk was
picture.
a
That sounds
okay, I'll take
amazing.
a picture and send you
Yeah.
because I found it like literally. I had to make sure I was looking around. I was like, is there anything else? This is really pretty. I want to make sure I'm not taking something somebody planted. But it literally was just like 2 or 3 of them outside of a fence, like on the other side of somebody's yard, but nothing else except weeds around it. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please let me put that in my house.
Yeah.
So now it's sitting by my sink.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. For me, one of my like my two of my highlights is one, kid cafes. Kid
Ugh,
cafes are huge
amen.
here.
Kids cafes. Love 'em.
America needs to catch up. Like this is one thing like I will die on the hill, which Travis says like the states won't ever do this because we're so litigation happy.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
kid
fully agree.
cafes, so
Also just downright
they
disrespectful.
yeah. Here they like literally if you've ever been to like a museum or like a kids museum in the States. I know there's one in San Antonio where we were before then. It's like literally the kid cafe is an area that they've created. That's like a combination between old playlands slash like a trampoline park, but with like toys too. So like play kitchens and little Tykes cars and ride on things. So it's this area in Korea that you can go and they're everywhere where you literally go and you pay a base fee and it's usually not too bad. You can get coffee, you can get food, and you literally just let your kids go play. You let them climb, you let them play, like, and there are so many different ones. So it's like you don't get bored and you can just sit and let them go. And there are some places where you could literally like leave and go shopping if you wanted to, like Champions and First Village. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
guys knew that, which my kid, like, our kids are too young, but like my neighbor's done that. She's like gone shopping in First Village. And I'm like,
That's so cool.
this is
So
nice.
I would never do it, like leave Charlie. I just like be a little sketched out about it. But like
Yeah.
you can do it. Like we could leave them. That's like, and that to me is like so mind boggling. But that one specifically has way more workers at it than I feel like some of the other ones do for that
Yeah.
reason. Because, because that's like the only one that I've ever had to pay like for Charlie.
Mhm.
Like I never have to pay for him because he's so little.
Yeah.
But that's why. So like if we
Right.
left him,
Yeah,
that they're
normally
gonna
under
actually
12
watch
months,
him.
they're free.
Rara Tree is under 3 years old. They're free.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No
Paid for
way.
Declan every time.
Yeah,
At
I've
Rara
always
Tree?
paid
Have
for
I?
Reagan. Yeah, I've
Or
always
maybe
paid
I've
for
paid for
Reagan.
myself. Do they make you pay as an adult then at
Yeah,
Rara?
you pay like an adult fee.
Oh, maybe that's
It's
Yeah,
what
like
I
but
an
was
I've
all
always
day,
thinking.
like
paid
it's
for
like
Reagan
8,000 a
too.
month. Maybe it's 2 then. I could have swore it's like a long time. Like I was like, wow.
I feel like it's 2,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. I've
I
always had to
haven't been
pay,
in a
but maybe
Yeah.
it's adult.
Okay, I'm super bummed out. They closed down the Gong Gong Cafe.
Oh, really? The one right by
Yeah,
When?
like
airport?
they gutted the building. I was walking over there like, I don't know, a month ago
Well, the
or
whole
something.
situation is anytime we went, we were the only ones there. So there's no way they were making any money.
Yeah,
Which
but that
sucks
indoor
because it was
sledding
such
place, chef's
okay.
kiss.
Yeah. So fun.
Yes, and also so sketch. Johnny got his face beat so badly by that thing. Like I was like
What?
86 months pregnant with Charlie. And
No, you're gonna say by another kid. I was like,
I
geez.
know. I was like,
yeah,
wait, what do you mean?
no, by the tubes. Okay, I'll just tell the story really quickly. Yeah, like I said, 86 months pregnant with Charlie, like, just waddling around, right? Hannah is coming down on the tube. I see Johnny. I see them kind of like acting up a little bit over there. So I walked over there from my little chair that I was like half snoozing in because that's how cool this place is. Because you can see like every corner of this place from the middle,
I
which that was
love
like
the
my
kids'
favorite
cafes like
part.
that.
Yes.
Love them.
So I see him kind of acting a fool over there. So I waddle over there. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Well, Johnny keeps going over. So to give context, there's like 2 sides. There's the ramp that you walk up with your tube, and then there's the slide with the little thingies that you like slide down. Well, Johnny kept hopping over to the slide down side. And I'm like, hey, get away from that side. Like you're gonna get ran over. Well, literally my worst nightmare came true. Hannah's coming down. At least it was, I know this sounds bad, but at least it was Hannah. At least it was my own child hurting my other child. But I see her coming down and I see Johnny, and I know that I'm either going to injure myself pregnant with Charlie or Johnny is going to get hit by this tube. Like there was no, like if I could have even gotten there in time to grab him. So I literally watched this tube just like whack, like just it felt like it was going 100 miles per hour. That is so dramatic, but it just like it like hit him in the face with such a just velocity that I thought I was going to have to take him to the hospital. Like he just his whole face, like I'll have to show you guys the pictures cuz he looked wrecked. I mean, his eye, like his whole half of his face was like
That's so
so
sad.
messed up. I was crying, like freaking out, like because I really thought like he had like a brain damage. Of course I'm like again 86 months pregnant, like gonna give birth literally in
Everything's
like
terrible then.
3 weeks. Everything's terrible. It was like everything is heightened. I'm shaking. I'm like, oh my God, my baby's gonna die. Like I just, I calmed down. Everything was fine. He was fine. He looked pretty gnarly for like a week. But other than that, it's been really fun.
That's the extreme version of I literally told you not to do that and you did it and look what happened. Like
Yeah. And I felt
What
so
is
bad
it
I
that
couldn't even say I told you so.
was it Good Inside? Oh, it was Good Inside on the Dr. Becky when she did her podcast of like the definition of it's like F around and find out. That's literally him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Oh my
literally.
gosh.
he
Yes.
after out he found out quick, my guy.
Oh gosh, he really did
But he
too.
stays
I
on
was
the
like,
other side now.
okay, one thing that like really upset me about that experience though is like the Korean moms that were in there were like hardcore judging me for that situation. And I'm just like, and I don't know what they're judging me for. I don't know if they're judging me because my kid is screaming his face off. I don't know if they're judging me because he got hit by the tube. Like I don't really know because they never said, but they were just all glaring at me and being really
All I'm
rude. So I
saying
was
is
like,
the
we're leaving.
only time my kid has ever been bullied at a kids cafe, it's been by a Korean kid.
Great.
Okay, let's pivot. What about travel in Korea, right? Because we're living on literally a freaking different part of the world. Like, how long did it take us to fly here? Like, 24 hours.
At least
6 days, give or
So
take.
I do have to say, I'm traveling and getting to see like this part of the world is definitely a pro. Like, if you had to choose like one place, whether it's in Korea or out of Korea, that's like a highlight of like you should go if you can, what would that be for you guys?
Thailand, but I really
see.
feel like Vietnam would be that for me too if we had gone, but we just never made it to Vietnam. So I have to say Thailand because Thailand was so much fun. It was so chill. The food was so good. It was so cheap. We literally got massages every single day. It was amazing.
Nice.
The elephant
We never
sanctuaries
did
were
while we were
so
there.
cool. What? What were you
I
doing?
know. I just didn't feel like I had time with the kids. I didn't want to ditch Trav when they were asleep. I didn't want to leave
Oh,
him
that's fair.
alone like when they were awake. So we just
So
never
when
did it.
we
And it's probably
went,
my biggest regret.
yeah, when we went to Thailand, Ryan's sister was still living with us, and we used Thailand as a way to re up her Korean visa. So, what we would do is during nap time, two of us would go and get massages and then come back, and then the other two
Nice.
would go and sometimes get a double massage that day. And
Wow.
so
That
it was
sounds
just
so nice.
easy to do it that way. But yeah, highly recommend bringing someone with you, a babysitter, a sister-in-law. We told her like, listen, you buy your ticket to Thailand on the plane and we'll take care of everything else. And she was like, done. And it was so like at one point I was out in the water with her and she went in the ocean and she sends Ryan out. And she was like, go hang out with Alyssa. I'll watch the kids. And I was like, my God, it's like we're almost on
Yeah.
vacation. It's
Amazing.
what?
I
Yeah,
love to hang
she's
out with
just
my husband.
amazing. Shout out to May May. We love May May. But yeah, it was like bringing in an in-law, a sister, a brother. Probably not a brother. They probably wouldn't be that helpful. But like babysitter.
It's a man thing. It's fine. It's because there's a guy. That's so funny. We're going to go to Vietnam either this fall or in the spring. So I'll let you know if it's worth it or not. But we loved Thailand. We did Chiang Mai and Phuket. if I had to do it over again, in my personal opinion, like I wouldn't go to Chiang Mai. I enjoyed Phuket, and everything we did in Chiang Mai, you can do in Phuket as well. But we are like a water family. So being near the beaches, being near the water, like that was where we had the most fun versus Chiang Mai is like very much like city. So you're doing all of these city-esque things. And so when you have little kids, I felt like the beach life is the easier life on a vacation because it's like you can do it no matter the time of day versus the city life on vacation is like a hard life for our kids. But yeah, we love Thailand too. It was so good. But I'll let you know about Vietnam when we go. Stay tuned.
I wish we would have had time for Vietnam. I was even trying to like kind of make it work, but it's just not
Yeah, we're
one
gonna do
day maybe.
Japan too at the end of this month for our anniversary or next month.
Dude,
So I'll
never
let you
went
know
to
about
Japan
that too.
either. Ryan did. I did not.
Yeah, we're gonna do Okinawa because again, beach life is the life for us. So stay
Nice.
tuned. I'll let you know how that goes. What about you, Tori?
So we have not, and this is probably going to come to a shock to anyone who knows me outside of Korea, but we have not really done that much traveling here. Gasp. I know. It was literally our life when we lived in Germany. It's like our absolute life. So I've been to Japan. My parents came to visit last September and we went for my birthday to Japan and it was awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we went to a like very little known place. I feel like most people don't really know it, like haven't really heard of it. It's called Kumamoto. It's near Kyoto or Fukuoka. Like it's very, very south in Japan. But it's like the samurai. Like if anyone has ever heard of Miyamoto Musashi, very famous samurai, that was like his birthplace, like his stomping grounds, his cool little cave that he wrote the Book of Five Rings. My dad is a huge samurai nerd. I like literally, if my dad's ever listening to this, I'll just be like, wow, like he must really have nothing to do with his retired time. If you do that, I love you and I loved having that trip with you. My mom was there too. My mom already knows that I love the trip with her. So, but that's the only place that we've been. And it's honestly, I had a huge, and I wouldn't, this is kind of a con, but also it's just a reality. I had crazy culture shock when I got here, which is kind of crazy when you think about the fact that this is not the first time I've lived overseas. I've been to 27 countries.
Holy cow, I didn't know
Hey,
that.
I've seen a lot of the world, the Western, mostly Europe. Europeans, there's a huge difference from Germany to Poland and,
Mhm.
Hungary and like Greece. Like everybody lives very differently. So I feel like I've experienced a lot of different cultures. So to come here and just feel like, whoa, like really kind of threw me off. I was about 16 weeks pregnant with Charlie when we got here. And I think that was a big part of it. It wasn't what I expected when we got here. It was like, and I'm not trying to get into cons, but just to kind of give some context, there was some things that just like stood out to me that were like really alarming when I first got here. And of course, everything is heightened when you're pregnant. So, it's kind of dirty. There's like trash and like the air quality wasn't good. It wasn't easy to travel. It wasn't cheap to travel. Like it was just, and there's all these roadblocks. It was like everything felt hard. Like even just getting our house felt hard, getting a car felt hard, getting our house set up felt hard. Like everything just felt so hard. And I think I just had like this crazy culture shock that happened. And I kind of like internalized where I was just like, I didn't want to go anywhere. And
Mhm.
then I had a baby. I really didn't want to go
Yeah.
anywhere. I will say that I absolutely loved Japan though. And I felt like Japan, again, I'm trying to turn this into a con, but when Japan felt like what I wanted Korea to be when I went there.
I
And
feel like
so
I've
I
heard
was
really
like,
good
so
things
many
about
people who
Japan.
say that.
yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we want to travel a lot of places, but with David being in command, and it is like, to compare, I think had we come here first, maybe it wouldn't have been so crazy, but like, what we would spend on flights to go to like Thailand is what we could have had a 3-week trip Eastern Europe for the
Yeah,
whole
Thailand was
trip.
expensive for us for 2 weeks. Like it was a pretty penny because you still are technically flying. Like it's still like a almost regular US style like flight price because you are leaving the peninsula to go
Yeah,
somewhere else versus Europe is like you're all right there. So it's so cheap
right.
because you're really not going like that far.
Yeah. I mean, we took like a 2.5 week like Eastern Europe like trip over Christmas. We visited, I think, 7 different countries, and this includes gas, lodging, activities, like souvenirs, like literally all inclusive of this trip. We spent like $2,500 on this trip for
Wow.
two and a
That's
That's like
half
half
days.
bananas.
of what we spent on Thailand for 10 days.
Well, and like I feel like everywhere you go, like the tickets for 5 of us, you know, well, 4 of us
Uh,
because we don't have to pay for Charlie, is expensive. It's like $500 a
yeah.
ticket. And I know there's deals. I know you can go to Japan for much cheaper and like, but like my heart and my mind just haven't been in it to the
Mhm.
point like I think finally I really feel like this light at the end of the tunnel, like that, like my degree is ending. I feel like I'm finally going to be like have some freedom and like maybe like because I was like a travel guru. I'm not kidding you. Like I found all the deals, all the hacks, all the everything. I mean, like we traveled in 2022. We traveled, I think, 9 months out of the year.
You
Like,
just need the
That's
headspace for
wild.
it.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I haven't had it, you know, adding a third kid, culture shock, bachelor's degree, chaos coordinating. It's just like, it's really sucked the life out of me. So I'm just, I don't know. And it's been so long now, though, that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, can we even travel ever again? Like, because it's, you know, it's like this, it's so dramatic. But I would love Thailand's on my like absolute top 5 bucket list in the whole world. So, like, Phuket specifically. Like, so it's gonna happen. I wanna go to the Philippines. I wanna go to Australia and New Zealand.
Australia's
You
like
want to go to New
compared to like the
Zealand.
States is
I
like
know.
way cheaper to go from here. And the
Yeah.
time change isn't
Australia
as bad.
It's
was
still long
very
though.
meh.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You went?
So I went to Australia when I was 20. No, I don't know. In my
A
20s,
young
I
20
think.
something in Australia
Yes.
just
I
strutting
guess I'm still
around.
in my
I
20s.
know,
It doesn't
right?
feel like I'm still in my 20s though. That doesn't feel like the same decade. Anyways, I did go. And I went because my best friend was in a mission school over there. And it was fine. It felt like a redneck version of the US, but
What
like
part of
10 years
Australia did you
ago.
go to? I
The
gotta
whole
know.
East Coast, essentially.
Okay.
We went all the way up to Canberra. No, up to Canberra? Yeah. We went all the way up and then I think we went somewhere south of Sydney. I don't even remember anymore. But like a lot of the East Coast, Gold Coast. I literally don't even remember. Then I don't think we made it to Adelaide, but we thought about it. And we just like drove up and down the coast essentially. But yeah, it wasn't like bad at all, but it's never somewhere I would spend money to go again. New Zealand, however, name a day, I'll book the ticket. That was the most amazing place I've ever been, 100% hands down. And not just because I love Lord of the Rings, but that was a big
I
part of it.
know. We
It was
thought about
amazing.
going to New Zealand too. Like that we've thought about. I don't think we'll get it while we live here. But Travis
I
loves
think that you should
Lord of the
though.
Rings too.
Like, I really think you should prioritize it specifically because of Lord of the Rings, but also because like, oh, it's just so amazing. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. You look at pictures of New Zealand, you're like, but that's fine, it's Photoshop, but it's not. It's just literally that beautiful. Like talk about nature. And I don't even really like nature. What did they call it? I'm an outsidey girl. I'm not an outdoorsy girl. I'm not going
Mm.
camping unless I have running water and electricity. I'm just not doing it. And I'm not talking about like running water, a shower and a pole in a like in the middle of the woods like that.
No
No,
overlanding for Alyssa.
no,
She's a
that's not me.
glamper. She's gonna go
Yes.
glamping in a cabin.
Borderline, like I'm not even sure glamping is enough for me. Okay,
She needs
I'm
like one
just
of
not.
those huge
But
RVs, like that, like
yeah,
the sides pop
perfect.
out. Like, yeah.
Yes, I can work with that. But New Zealand, like it was so beautiful and so amazing, and like even I noticed it. That's how beautiful it was and cared
Sounds like a
about it.
dream.
Yeah.
We'll have to
That
add
is
it.
the one
We'll have to
place I
see.
would go again. There's like I would go places again, but I would prefer to go somewhere new generally, just
Mhm.
because, if I'm gonna pay for a trip, that kind of thing, I'd like to do something new. But New Zealand, well, I'd pay to go back there again and again and again. It's
That's
literally
so
just the most
awesome.
wonderful place. Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
derailed us with traveling talk. Sorry,
It's okay.
guys.
Here's what
It's a
it's
pro.
okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rein it back in or fish it back in. I don't know. I guess the rein it back in would be like lasso. So not with the other hand. I don't know. I don't know how
It
they
was
do
like
it.
a
I feel
In
whip.
like you
San
gotta pick
Antonio.
one.
Yeah.
I'll whip you into shape.
Keep
That's
us in
better.
line.
since I'm being the Black Widow over here. Okay, let's do a quick lightning round. If you could pick one career pro to tell a family PCSing here, to look forward to, what is one pro that comes to the top of your mind? So for example, for me, I freaking love that a lot of the restaurants here have the tablets and the computers where it's literally I walk in, I sit down, I order everything on the computer before even having to interact with a human, and then they bring me the food quickly, and then we can eat and we can leave. When I have little kids, rather than in the States, most places still rely on servers and you still have to wait for the server and go at their pace. I think that's a huge pro, is I feel like going out to eat here a lot of times is actually fairly easy once you find where you want to go, because a lot of the restaurants have the computer ordering system. And that's a hack. That's a total freaking mom hack with the little humans, because my kids never get to tantrum because we're in and out so fast that they're like, okay.
Yeah, mine's food related too. It's just looking forward to all of the international food. There's so much awesome, any kind of food, every kind of food. You want it, you got it. Freaking from Indian, Middle Eastern, American, Mexican. I mean, just caveat, the Mexican food's not straight from Mexico, but you know what? It's amazing for Korea.
They try.
Okay. For Korea, it's really good. And, little Shuttle. Shuttle is a food delivery service, and it's amazing and it's cheap. Most of the things are cheap, and it's cheaper to order in than it is to go out to dinner in the States. So we eat out once a week at least because it's so cheap.
Love that. Shuttle is the bomb.com.
If I'm going to stick with food, you know what I'm going to say, and it's going to be Little Grease, because it is the best restaurant here, hands down. It's a Greek guy, he married a Korean lady, and so he has a little restaurant here. And my mom was adopted by a Greek lady, so we know Greek food. And even my mom was like, this is the best Greek food I've had in my life. And I literally offered him my third-born child the other night for his tzatziki recipe. He did say he would write it down for me, and I need to go back, I guess, so I can get that.
When are we going? Because you freaking canceled on me last weekend.
Dude.
Sorry, we had worms, so.
This is totally unrelated, but I literally told Travis, why were we talking about this? I don't remember why we were talking about this. I said something about worms. So I was getting Declan dressed for bed, and I was like, make sure he doesn't have any worms. And I was looking at his butt. Travis was like, wait, worms are in your butt? And I was like, yeah, babe, that's where they lay their eggs. And he's like, you can see his face and dun 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 dun. He said, wait a minute, Ryan, Alyssa, take him back.
Literally Reagan today, I don't even know what was happening, but she goes, I got worms in my butt. And I was like, okay, first of all, you don't anymore. Okay. You don't, so you can't say that. Okay. You can't say that. She said, but you gotta check if I have worms in my butt. I was like, we've checked. You're good to go. So then we get her into the bath. I'm like, okay, it's time to take a bath, Reagan. She goes, to check the worms in my butt? And I'm like, no, there's no more worms. Stop saying that. People don't understand. So yeah, we're going to go on this command retreat this weekend to Busan.
She's going to tell somebody she's got worms.
She's going to be like, I got worms in my butt. And they're going to be like, not anymore. Not anymore.
Just tell people she watches Bluey. They talk about bum worms. Was that a thing? Just be like, oh, she just watches too much Bluey. Sorry.
I'm dead. No one will believe me.
Genius.
I'm so anti-Bluey. I hate Bluey.
Do you really? I love Bluey.
I haven't watched Bluey, but Travis likes it because Travis, for some reason, has watched it.
I hate Bluey is because everyone is so obsessed with it. And they're like, no, it's good TV for kids. And I just don't like that because I don't believe there is good TV for kids. I feel like it's used as an excuse a lot.
I know, that's a whole other conversation.
Anyway.
All right, we can debate Bluey.
We're not sacrificing Lightning McQueen in this house, though. Listen, we'll have to die on that hill. Lightning has to stay.
I mean, and
we'll just keep it to Fridays.
Is what it is.
All right. So it is time, before we wrap up, to do our favorite part of the show, our Mom Traversal moment, where we share those parenting stories that make us laugh, cry, or just say, yep, that's mom life. So, Alyssa, what is your Mom Traversal moment for the week?
Gosh, start with me. Did I write one down? This is terrible. Please hold.
You did. So I'll go first. Declan this week has just started like randomly telling me that he loves me. And
Oh,
this morning, I was like eating breakfast and he was done and he was playing. And he literally poked his head from around the corner where his play kitchen is in our living room. He said, Mommy, I just really love you. And I'm like, and so that's been really nice though, like that he's been at that stage where he's like just randomly saying, like, Mommy, I love you. And like
So
he's been running
sweet.
up to me and like giving me a hug and kiss. And like, has just been so affirming that like we are finally getting to this stage where it's like not just like me saying I love you, I love you, I love you, but he's like, Mommy, I love you. You know, like I know kids say it in their own way, like with, you know, they're crying or they're touching you or needing you or whatever, but to hear it like that, his little brain processes, Mommy says this to me. This is how I feel about her. I should tell her. It has just been freaking melt my heart, especially with how cute his little voice is when he says it. Ugh. So that's been my moment this week.
okay, I'm ready now. KK has been coming into her own in her musical career. And so lately she has been all about happy birthday. And a few times she just will lay in bed, or it was on the flight home from Korea after my sister's wedding. She just laid there when I told her it was time to go to sleep. And she just sang happy birthday over and over and over and over for like 15 minutes. And then she went to sleep. And that was that. But like
That's adorable.
she sings happy, not like our night song is Jesus loves me, not Jesus loves me. No, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you over and over and over. And then she
That's
goes to sleep.
adorable.
Yeah.
That's precious.
She's so cute. Declan was doing that.
Yeah.
He wasn't singing happy birthday though the other day. He was singing have you heard Beautiful Things by Benson Boone?
Mhm.
So he woke up from his nap early and I trained him for Alyssa, that's another episode, with the light. So he like no longer cries when he wakes up from a nap. He just waits for me to go in there. So literally homie was laying in his bed. He's like, please stay. How much? And I'm listening to this on the monitor. Just just over and over again was the same thing. So when I saw that you put that for your Mom Traversal moment this week, I was like, maybe I should change mine because Ducky was doing that too, and I was like, so cute.
That is adorable. I don't have like a specific like moment, but I think this week I've really noticed how many things Hannah has like copied from me when she's mothering her babies. Like she firmly believes she is a mother, and she is to 10 or 11 or 12 very tiny little girls in her bedroom. But she always has to have a baby everywhere we go. And it's like a whole thing. She brings her carrier and like she'll come down the stairs. She's like, okay, I'm ready. And she's got like her diaper bag with like, and I'm like, Hannah, you don't need all this stuff. She's like, Mom, yes, I do. Baby needs to eat. I need my baby carrier. I need, like, she's like naming all these things. And I'm like, I can't even argue with these facts, like about about your baby and everything that you need. Earlier, I wish I would have taken a picture so we could literally highlight this on the podcast because this girl, she got her little tiny lawn chair. We have this like plastic play structure out in our backyard front yard, and it's like really small, but it's got like a little slide on it. She put her lawn chair up on top of the play structure. She had her like big floppy hat on. She's sitting in the lawn chair on top of the play structure with her baby in her lap, just like chilling. And I was like, Hannah, what are you doing? She's like, I just needed a place to chill. And I was like, okay, like, great.
I love that for you, baby.
Like, okay, looks like you found it. You found your place to chill. But I just like I see all these things. Like she nurses her baby and she's like, I have to put all my babies to sleep, you know? So it's just like, I don't know. You're talking about like seeing the fruits of your I love yous. Like I'm seeing the fruits of my mothering because I see how she's mothering her babies and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not doing too bad because she's treating her babies pretty good. I don't
You
know.
go, girl.
And she just needed to chill. And you know what? That's like
Me too.
I just
Freaking
need to
Every
chill
day.
too. I know. Straight up, dude. Hannah vibes. She's such a like she's my spirit animal. I really just
I know
like
she's
I love
literally
her.
a whole vibe, man.
She really is.
I love her so
So
much.
good.
The funny thing is she like the bright swimsuit she was wearing today at the pool with like her flowers and everything is
Her
like
the beacon
Hannah,
of
right? Like that's her as a vibe, but then she's also so chill. as a vibe too.
Mhm.
Like she fits both ends of the spectrum, which I don't feel like a lot of people, let alone like even kids, can do. Like she can be one or the other. And I'm like, man, you're just a vibe.
She is a vibe. So true.
So we have loved unpacking the wild, unspoken sides of parenting with Korea pros today. Tune in next week and we will be talking about all things con of South Korea and let you make the decision for yourself. We would love for you guys to hit us up with a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Mom Traversal Podcast. And if you guys have any topics or any hacks that you want to share with us that you would love to have hear an episode about, or you'd love to have shouted out on the podcast, please just send us a DM or drop it in the comments below. But until then, stay real, stay curious, and join us next week for more bold mom talk. Until then, keep it mom traversal.
See you later.
Bye.